Well, as you can see, it is a great day to get your girlfriend, your wife, bring the kids, come out to the ballpark here at Safeco Field. It's a glowing Sunday afternoon, and the kids are all getting Ken Griffey Jr. backpacks because guess what? The school bell rings, I believe, this coming week. Hate to mention that, kids, but it does. Jack Hanahan helping somebody by signing their autograph. Let's quickly look at the lineups.
Thank you very much, Dave. Trey Hillman's lineup for the Royals today starts with David DeJesus leading off in left field. Bloomquist, Butler, Pena, Cayespo, Teenan, Olivo, former Mariner, Mayer, and Bettencourt, your shortstop.
So we're set to go as Ryan Rowland-Smith waiting on David DeJesus to get settled in. DeJesus hitting .272, and here we go. Delivery a little bit low. Ball one ball, no strikes. Rod Kitchener is the man calling balls and strikes here this afternoon. Nice crowd on hand, somewhere around 30,000 or so. And that catches the inside corner, 61 degrees. Out of the northwest at 4 miles an hour. A lot of fog here an hour and a half ago and in the area, but the skies are completely ice blue as we begin this game this afternoon. And a high fly ball pounded to deep right field, and just like that, it is foul. Man, wasn't foul by much.
Boy, awfully close, Dave. As you mentioned, from our angle, it's tough to see, but as you can see, clearly foul on the replay.
First base umpire Bruce Gretman looking right down the line. So just a long, loud strike, and the count 1-2 on DeJesus. And strike three called. Came back with a breaking ball.
Take a look at the Mariners on defense. Outfield, Saunders, Gutierrez, and Hall. The Wilsons on the left side. Lopez, your second baseman. Hanahan over at first, the battery. Kenji Jojima and Ryan Rowland-Smith.
So, Rowland-Smith waiting on his ex-teammate to get settled in there. Willie Bloomquist, who's getting the start in right field here this afternoon. And ball one to him, 1 ball and no strikes. Bloomquist has certainly found himself a home in Kansas City, besides living down in the Phoenix area in Peoria. He and his wife have bought a home in Kansas City, and that's a routine fly ball hit out to Bill Hall. So quickly 2 away here in the first inning. As we mentioned, the M's are having a great homestand, 5-1 on the homestand. The Angels fly in beginning tomorrow for a 3-game series, and the Angels are beginning to show some signs of at least letting people think that they may have a chance to catch them because they've lost 5 of their last 7 games.
And that is, you can't win every game with offense. They've tried, and they've done a pretty good job of it. They had to go out and get Scotty Kazmir from Tampa Bay because they need pitching help.
And we'll see him on Wednesday afternoon. Change outside to Billy Butler. 2-0 the count. Big Aussie back with the hitter's pitch now, and it's foul straight back. There you have a look at the West with the Mariners 9 back, 5 back of the Texas Rangers. And we'll see the Rangers on the next road trip too. And a little pop-up down the right field line. Trouble if it's fair. It's a fair ball. It'll drop for a base hit. So a little blooper. And Brian Pena, the switch hitting catcher, will step up to the plate. You've heard announcers, and me too, and a lot of announcers talk about the 2-0 bill being the hitter's count, and it is. Statistics point that out. You hit much more high. You hit much higher with the count 2-0 or being ahead in the count than behind in the count. And the fastball is at the knees for a strike. I always call it a fastball count. You were a pitcher. How many times on 2-0 would you throw a fastball?
90-some-odd% of the time. I was a fastball pitcher. I didn't have a great changeup, so there wasn't a lot of mystery with me. But I could spot my fastball.
Yeah. Quickly, 2 strikes on Brian Pena.
You're not going to make much of a living if you're 2-0 all the time.
One and 2 on Pena. Big kid. Back into the stands. Angels are hosting Oakland. And Oakland leading 1-0 in the 3rd inning down in Anaheim.
See that big left-hander Brett Anderson? That's not going to be an easy deal for them. Well, he was tough when we saw him here.
21-year-old kid. I think he's going to be a big winner.
Mid-90s heater and good breaking ball to complement it. Yeah, I think he's got a bright future. Just here real quick, like a lot of those ace pitchers.
Pena pops a foul and out of play. Pena in the first game of the series hit a 2-run home run off Doug Fister in the 2nd inning. Game the Royals won by a score of 8-4. That was batting left-handed, however. And a change got him swinging. So here in the first, a hit, a man left, no runs. We go to the bottom half of inning number 1 with Gutierrez, Wilson, Joyce that is, and Lopez. 2 up, no score.
Lopez with his 20th home run, hitting 3rd. Sweezer DH, Hall in right, Hanahan at first, Jojima's catching, the other Wilson at shortstop, Jack, and Saunders in left field. And on the mound, Zach Greinke. This is a real treat to see this guy. He's got an enormous arsenal, big fastball, slider, curveball, change. He can land them all for strikes, and the numbers outside of the wins reflect what a great season he's had.
Yeah, it took a while, the former number 1 draft choice, for him to get it all together. That fastball right at the knees, 0-1. Perhaps mentally more than physically. He always had the great physical tools, but he went into depression, walked away for a while, came back, and a great testament to, I guess, people that deal in mental things, because Greinke with that changeup at the count 0-2 now is looked up to as the poster child for those who have had mental problems.
That's right. That you can get help, and you can resolve these things, and the game's fun for him again. You know, when they brought him back, they put him in the bullpen. I think he had a lot of trouble with the idle time between starts.
The fastball too high, 1-2. 15 strikeouts, establishing a new Kansas City record in his last outing against the Tribe. And a fly ball to right field. So Willie Blomqvist has no problem with that.
Take a look at the Royals on defense. DeJesus, Mayer, and Blomqvist makes up a very good outfield. On the infield, Tian, Betancourt, Cayespo, and Butler. The infield third to first, and Zach Greinke and former Mariner McGill Olivo behind the plate.
Josh Wilson all of a sudden has found himself pretty steady employment.
How about that?
Popped up on the infield, and Uni right there to make the catch. So 2 down quickly for the Mariners. Now look at our U.S. Marine Corps leaders of the game. How about the Mariners and the long ball? They have been feasting on the home run. 18 home runs in the last 10 games. It's the second most in Major League Baseball during that time, second only to the Boston Red Sox. On Saturday, number 20.
I'll tell you, this guy is the best middle-in fastball hitter in the league, in my opinion. He is lightning quick in there.
I would say that of his 20 home runs, and I don't have a chart in front of me, but of his 20 home runs, 15 of them were just like the one he hit last night.
Yeah, just a laser beam right down the line.
Too high.
And I think it's going to continue. I think this guy, he hit the 20 mark. I think he's a 20 plus, 25 home run type of player in this league.
Greinke, by the way, has given up 11 home runs. There you go, all 20.
That kind of tells you. I know where I'd be pitching him. Away. I'm a pitcher. I can't help it, Dave.
They know that. They just, I mean, if you could do it every time, everybody would be a 20-game winner.
And I'm real smart now, sitting up here. A little tougher down there.
Good, too. On Lopez. And a fly ball into left center field. That's not deep enough. Down with the sunglasses. DeJesus getting over there to make the catch to retire the side. So here in the first, 1-2-3, the Mariner tail, no score after 1. Good to have you with us.
Seattle's premier entertainment and dining destination.
And no score as we move into the second inning of play here at Safeco Field this afternoon. With Bill Kruger, I'm Dave Niehaus, and hope that you're enjoying the day. As Alberto Cayespo, the switch hitting second baseman, leads it off and takes the delivery down low. from Ryan Roland Smith. A lot of air under that one, and Mr. Hall is going to get over there. So Bill Hall with one away now. That'll bring up Mark Teahan. This Wednesday, for as low as $55, you can bring your entire family and friends out to the next Grand Slam Family Day. That's when the Mariners and the Angels wrap up their American League West Showdown package against the Angels. Packages include 4 tickets, hot dogs, Pepsis. Get the kids and head out to Safeco Field before the school year kicks off. Get your tickets at mariners.com. A strike on Teahan. Two up.
Seems the kids get back to school earlier and earlier every day. My daughter went back to school last week.
She did.
Yeah, it's just not even Labor Day yet, for crying out loud.
They've already done that in the Midwest. I know kids in Kansas City. And we were there a couple of weeks ago going to school, I think, as soon as we left.
Somehow that just doesn't seem quite right. I don't know. It's still summertime.
And, man, that was close. Curveball had just missed outside.
We've seen Roland Smith struck out DeJesus in the same pitch.
And a curveball again, but inside to Teahan.
It's been the big difference. You know, left-handers hit over 300 off him last year, and he's got him down to about 220 this year, which is it's good. Much better against lefties.
Jack has it and quickly throws a seed over to first base, and Wilson throws out Teahan. Miguel Olivo here with the Mariners for a while.
Having a nice offensive year. It's his career high, 17 home runs. The catching spot for the Royals, they've had a lot of production. Pena, and we saw Mr. Buck do some damage last night, and this guy.
Strike on the inside corner, 1-1.
Which is actually pretty impressive considering the number of wild pitches. These guys are pretty tired trying to catch this Royal staff.
Bobbled but picked up by Josh Wilson and throws into the runner, but the tag applied by Hanahan. Olivo going by. So here in the second, 3 up and 3 down. What a good looking young man. Nice to have you with us, son. We go to the bottom of the second. No score. Enjoy that backpack.
to you by the Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest.
Well, there they are, the Rally Prize signs. I think you'd have to agree, Bill, that the Rally Prize signs have turned into kind of a cottage industry around here in the last couple of years.
Absolutely. I think the potato industry, they got to figure out how to tap into that, don't you think? Here in the state of Washington?
Blauer's got to figure out how to pay for it, too.
That's right.
So here we go with Mike Sweeney, and what a series he's had. Taking a slow breaking ball for a strike 0-1.
Got healthy, and got some at-bats, and boy, he's swinging the bat like the Mike Sweeney that tore up the American League when he was a Royal.
Whoops. You've got two guys here. I'd be interested in your explanation. We got two guys who get it and throw it, in a hurry. They don't dilly-dally around like a lot of pitchers. Although, as we say that, he's holding the ball. And that ball is hammered into the gap in left center field, but it's going to hold up enough for Mitch Meyer, the center fielder, to go out there and make the catch. How did you establish your tempo? And how did that happen?
I think at the beginning, I think I was probably a little slower, and as I started to recognize the fact that guys are going to play a lot better behind you if you catch it and throw it. And so you start to just tell yourself you got to be a little quicker, get ready, get the sign, and go. And your control improves. You pitch better when you work quicker.
Here's Bill Hall now. And that's it. Well, it's going to come back and out of play. Right off to our left, down below. Tomorrow night, by the way, Luke French, the young left-hander, against Joe Saunders. Oh, your hands are big.
That's a good thing.
1-1. There's a matchup for tomorrow.
Saunders has had quite the success this year. He's been hit around a little bit.
One and two. Got his tattoos. Ricky's fastball 94, 95 miles an hour.
What makes it tough is when he can spin a curveball up there at 70.
A slider like that misses low and outside, and at 93, 3-2.
Talk about speed separation, 23 miles an hour. That'll make it challenging to say. Try to hit this guy.
And look at that breaking ball, and it's down low. Mariners with their first base runner. Jack Hanahan, who had a home run last night, a double, 2 RBIs, scored 2 runs. All of a sudden, the Mariner first baseman, Branyan on the DL now with a problem with his back, herniated disc.
Nice to have guys like this that step in. They don't care where you put them. Just get me on the field. He went to Hacken last night, got the double early, and then took Gilmesh deep, kind of the coup de grace, the 5th run that kind of spelled the end for Gilmesh.
Mile-an-hour heat there, 0-2.
It seems the more he plays, the holes seem to shrink. Hanahan hasn't hit in this league, but he's hit close to 250 for the Mariners with some damage, so he's done a great job.
We've told the story many times, but he played with the A's last year when Watt was a coach there, and Watt just fell in love with him. He thought he had so many tools, had so much to contribute. And when he got sent down, he just kind of sat down there in Sacramento, and the opportunity came along. Wakamatsu went to Forensic and said, look, there's this kid down there. I know he can play.
And, you know, that's the thing. When you as a player, you feel empowered when the manager really believes in you. And this guy is a polished defender, and he's got a great swing. He just, you know, like I said, got to shrink those holes up a little bit. And he's been doing a lot better and making a lot more contact. And he's got some zoom in his bat. He's got some power. Plus, he's a blood under jersey kind of guy. He's going to get dirty. He's going to get after it. You got to love that.
And a fly ball to center field. Right there. Meyer to make the catch. So 2 down. The Mariners invite you to join the Green Team on Sunday, September the 20th. The Yankees will be here. That'll be the final game of that series. The first 15,000 fans going to take home a Safeco Field 10th anniversary reusable grocery bag with a certificate inside for a free energy-efficient light bulb, courtesy of Seattle City Light. For tickets, you can visit mariners.com. Kenji Jojima getting the start behind the plate today. A little low. Again, tore into the White Sox yesterday after the Yankees shut him out 10-0. I don't know what he did today. The Yankees made to 30.
Well, maybe they got more hits than errors. That was kind of a big point that he made yesterday.
And a pitch swung on, a little looper into center field, charging up. Gonna have to play it on a hop. Mitch Meyer. And the Mariners have their first hit in the game.
Ken's got a ball thigh high middle in. That's a spot he likes it. And just doesn't do a whole lot with it. Just gets it in play. Finds some open turf out there in center field. And the Mariners continue to put a little pressure on Zach Greinke.
Jack Wilson had a double in the first inning last night and drove in a run. Double here, he might drive in too. On the outside corner. Curveball down low and away. That was a little bit telling when you faced 7 men, struck out 15 the previous game, and you don't have one yet.
I think it speaks to the fact the Mariners are, they're gritty and they're short to the ball, and they're going to make this guy work, and that's going to give him a chance.
On the outside corner.
Tracer didn't like it too much. That's a pitcher's pitch right there. Get your 2-strike stance, stay inside the ball, and battle away.
And a chopper over the mound, slowly hit right there. His Betancourt is thrown at first in time. Good play by Uni. Cutting in front of the bag at second to throw out Jack Wilson. The Mariners lead 2. So we go to the third. No score. got a couple of different signs. That's a good one, too. But you're right. Costumes.
Points. You
Yeah.
got to get points for those. That's all part of the package now. You can't just bring it with the nice sign anymore. That's not enough.
Mitch Myers, the hitter now, the center fielder. A strike on him. He's continued to lead the Angels 1-0 in the fifth. And that's a foul ball. Mitch Meyer on Friday.
Hasn't hit a lot of home runs in his career, but you'd never know it after watching him in this series. You see him taking Felix deep, and then yesterday he does it again late in the ball game. So a big guy that hadn't hit a lot of home runs, maybe he's sort of found that stroke.
Doing two on him. And moving over and making the catches, Mr. Gutierrez. There you go. Time for our Aflac trivia question. On this date in 1986, these two teammates became the first 40-year-old plus teammates combo to start a doubleheader since 1933. Right. Came up with some doozies, don't they?
Yeah.
And that's down low. 2 balls and no strikes. We understand this was against the Mariners, 1986. And that's lined down the right field line toward the corner. So Unieski Betancourt comes back as the second hit of the ball game for Kansas City.
Well, Uni's done a nice job of staying inside the ball right there. Something that Kevin Seitzer and the Royals have been trying to emphasize with him, trying to use the whole field. The same discussion that was had here. And I'll say this, that Seitzer loves his attitude. He's worked hard. He's played well. He's receptive to trying to improve.
Breaking ball for a strike. Seitzer's their hitting coach, and I sometimes wonder why most of these hitters don't grab the back of their shirt like they used to every time before he stepped in. Remember that?
Well, it worked good for him. That guy can flat out hit.
Couldn't he?
Yeah, you hate guys that stay inside the ball and spray it everywhere and don't strike out. Kevin Seitzer, he's an excellent player.
Breaking ball for a strike. On to the count. Matter of fact, Raul Ibanez gives him a lot of credit for turning him around when he was in Kansas City.
He talked about how he almost became sort of like a surrogate batting coach, you know, when he was in his last couple years of playing. And then once he stopped playing, he was besieged by players in the winter coming to him to get help. So he knew he had his calling in the game.
You know, hitting coaches, there have been hundreds of them that come and gone, and maybe the most famous of all was Charlie Lau because of his relationship on this ball club with George Brett. Turned Brett into a Hall of Famer. And Brett's the first to admit that. And they do have a lot to do with the development of a ball player, hitters particularly. Might be two. There's one. It is two. Nicely turned. We'll get back to the hitting coach thing in a moment or so. 4-6-3. And as we go to the bottom half of the third, still no score. from Victoria. Before we left for break, we were talking about hitting coaches. I was just thinking about, different hitting coaches that come to mind. And Kevin Seitzer, of course, with the Kansas City. And the Mariners have a good one, too. And Rudy Jaramillo with Texas. Walt Winiak.
Yeah, he kind of was a disciple of Charlie Lau. And went along to the White Sox. And that as you mentioned, the helicopter swing, right? Frank Thomas.
Yeah, there's Alan Cockrell, who has done a marvelous job with the Mariners this year.
Cockrell is a great inning. He did a great job in Colorado. Gets here, and I think he's just a real student of the game. When you talk to him, boy, it's there's no stone left unturned, and real dedicated to the craft.
The knees, 3-2. And right back at the middle. Uni's got it, though. May have touched it. He did touch it, so scored 1-6-3. Now we'll give you the answer to our Aflac trivia question, and the question was on this date in '86. These two teammates became the first 40-year-old teammates to start a doubleheader since 33. Who are they? And the answer is Tommy John, who's 43, Joe Niekro, 41, both pitching for the New York Yankees at that time. Doubleheader with the Yankees. Where did that fit? That's really weird. I don't remember
that. The Niekro was a safe bet with two of them that both pitched in their 40s. Tommy John, I pitched for Tommy John in 1984 or 5 with Oakland. 85, I believe. So, yeah. And he still wasn't finished then. He has a great career.
The ball on the strike. I wonder how that ended up being a doubleheader. You don't schedule doubleheaders with the Yankees.
No.
And a can of corn again. And moving into foul territory. 3 guys down there. It's finally the right fielder, Willie Bloomquist, to make the catch. So 2 away. The Mariners have had 2 base runners. The Royals have had 2 base runners. Look at the scores. The Rangers leading the Twins 3-2 in the bottom half of the 8th. Angels have come up with a 4 spot to lead the Athletics. Torrey Hunter hit a 3-run home run for the Angels. Went around, tried to hold up.
They kind of held up with a lot of scat back kind of slap hitters. They've done a great job. It's Turris and Ibar and Figgins, and then they get Torrey Hunter and Guerrero back. Kendrick Morales, holy cow, what a year he's had.
Unbelievable.
29 home runs.
About a week ago, they put 9 guys out there, all of whom were heading over 300. I think yesterday he had 7.
And they can run. That's a bad combination.
They'll be on display here tomorrow night. And Knee's little pop on the infield again, and the pitcher himself, Mr. Greinke's going to take care of that. And here in the 3rd, quickly, 3 up, 3 down, and after 3, no score.
Oh, it's like looking at the youngins at the ballpark. Dave Sims joining in with Bill Kruger. Both teams now have had 2 base runners. That's it. That's how good the pitching's been.
Kind of expected that, certainly with Greinke on the mound. The Mariners have done a good job. They haven't fallen to the strikeout, and Roland Smith's been mighty good so far.
And very good. Both guys on top of their games here. Willie Bloomquist to lead it off. Strike 1 to Willie. Fly it out to right his first time. Very impressed by both of these guys. Ryan Roland Smith, looking for him to have a kind of game where nothing little goes wrong. He's had stretches where he's been very good, and then base hit, something happens, tie ball game, he has to leave the game. Or he had the game in Detroit where it's 3 strong, and then then it just flip the coin the next 3 innings, and it all fell apart.
And those are things that he's going to have to get through as a big league pitcher. You know, those moments of stress in a game where you got to be able to, you know, squelch the rally.
Good start here. Strikes out Willie Bloomquist. That's his 3rd K of the afternoon. 1 out.
Roland Smith has that terrific changeup. This looks to be another dandy. Pulls the string on Willie Bloomquist.
Talking to Rick Adair today, the pitching coach, about Ryan Roland Smith. What's he have to do? Make sure he hits that get the fastball working, but then that pitch right there, 2nd, 3rd time through, get the curveball over for strikes.
And his curveball's improved, and that's why his numbers are so much better against left-handers this year. They hit over 300 off him last year, and he's improved that breaking ball, and it's been a real nice addition to his arsenal.
Butler, Kansas City's best offensive player, looks at the ball 1-1. Really with a base hit to right. That was in the 1st inning. Breaking ball. Nicely done. 1-2.
The curveball is such a great pitch. A change of speed and a change of plane.
Quick worker. Here's the 1-2. We got it on the button, but Michael Saunders right there for the 2nd out. Young man continues to impress with the glove in left field. 2 down here in the 4th. Beautiful day for baseball. Comfortable temperatures, about 61 degrees at first pitch. Folks get a chance to enjoy the sunshine here at the ballpark. There's Brian Pena DHing today. Ryan Roland Smith, his strikes to balls ratio is very good.
Started a little slow with the with command with first pitch strikes, but he's settled right in. And you were right on the numbers there, Dave.
Breaking ball in there for a called strike. 1-2.
And that's the deal with Roland Smith. It's not like he has one pitch that just overwhelmed you, but the combination of the 4 and his ability to land them is what makes him tough.
1-2. Fastball hit on the ground down to Josh Wilson. Goes across, and he has a 1-2-3 innings. 7-pitch inning for Ryan Roland Smith. We got a heck of a pitcher's battle here. Take go field. Before you start a ball game, you usually go over the hitters with the pitcher goes over with the catcher. I was talking to Miguel Olivo today. I said, tell me about Zane Greinke. He says, well, the first time I talked to him would be when we hit the field.
Wow.
He doesn't like to talk to anybody the day before the game, morning of. Just go do it. And I said, great kid, great competitor, best pitch. He's got 4 good ones, as you've seen. He said his bet for his money is the slider. Lopez pounds this one. Uni charges and throws out Lopez. Uni's made about 3-4 really nice plays here.
Well, he's been very good.
Been a good game for Betancourt. Mariners, we got some very special guests joining them for Wednesday afternoon's game against the Angels. Leonardo, Michelangelo, Donatello, and Raphael of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are going to be on hand to visit fans in the parking lot plaza prior to the first pitch, and at Section 128 during the game. So round out your summer with an afternoon of family fun with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles at Safeco Field. Purchase your tickets, visit Mariners.com. Fly ball right field off the bat of Mike Sweeney. 2 outs. The other thing I learned about Greinke, talking about before, the pitching coach, you were there yesterday.
Yeah.
That he was lights out last year when Buddy Bell used to use him or 2 years ago when he used him in the bullpen. 6, 7, 8 innings. He said the games were over. He said he just soon play every day. He says the mentality of an everyday player.
That's been the adjustment. A lot of these the idle time between starts and the things that kind of wear on your mind. He's had to get his arms around. And unfortunately for the league, well, fortunately for him, believe me, I love the young man. But the league is suffering now because this guy's got it together.
He's figured it out. 6-0 start with a superhuman 0.39 ERA to start the season. Since then, 6-8 with a 3.11. It's all good enough that with the ERA entering today at 2.43 to lead the American League.
If he had any run support and it's dead last, he would be running away with the Cy Young race.
Well, he'd be about 17-5.
Yep. You remember Brett Saberhagen?
Yeah,
this guy is very similar. Not a big stature, and boy, the ball zooms out of his hand, and then that ability to massively change speeds. Reminds me a lot of Saberhagen in his prime.
He's done a fabulous job today. High low, something like 97-68. Gets a comebacker and a 1-2-3 fourth. A lot of zeros on the board. 8-pitch inning for Greinke. He's dueling with Ryan Roland Smith. No score here in Seattle. Remember, buy local, buy fresh, buy Wilcox Farms eggs. And buy Taco Del Mar on the $4.99 Mondo Burrito. Dave Sims, Bill Kruger, and the FSN crew on here. They're wanting to carbohydrate load here, Bill. We're going to pick out and we'll trade for a day of bass fishing.
Wow. That could twist our arm a little bit, don't you think?
Why not? Here's Cayespo, Alberto Cayespo to lead off. Breaking ball, ball 1. Ryan Rowland-Smith giving up 2 hits, struck out 3, has not walked anybody. Line drive, left field. Oh, he lost it in the sun. We've seen that before. Right at him, and then at the last second, it goes over Saunders' head. So the second error by Michael Saunders, and that I know they're going to call it double. Beg your pardon. Double all the way.
The toughest balls, that line drive hit right at you, and Saunders tried to make up ground. He's long and he's quick, but couldn't quite do it. Take that first step in, now you're in big trouble.
The hitter's going to be Mark Teahan. Rounded out to shortstop his first time. Off Teahan's bat.
As a pitcher, these things happen. This is a good defensive team. Saunders has made a ton of great plays, has made some great plays for Rowland-Smith. Rowland-Smith in his head goes, I am going to pick Michael Saunders up right here. I'm going to do something here to pick him up. And that's what team baseball is all about.
0-1 to Teahan. Shorts up the bunt. Teahan runs well, so you got to be aware of him. 1-1. First real jam here for Ryan Rowland-Smith. Breaking ball misses. 2-1. The 2-1. Who's your runner-up? Teahan does his job. Taking third is Cayespo. 1 out here in the 5th. Check out the Coors Light freeze can. Talk about these various grips here, Bill.
Here we see fastball. There's the 4-seam. See those fingers right on top. He's going to cut right through the middle of the horseshoe there. And that's the slider grip right now that he struck out Willie Bloomquist on in a previous inning. There you see it. Diving off at the end. That's fun. I like looking at that.
Coors Light freeze cam. That is very interesting stuff to watch how a guy works. That's really up close. Miguel Olivo grounded out to third his first time up.
This is where you've got to sort of have the ad portion of the arsenal here. You got to really come up with some big pitches. Love to get a strikeout here.
Line drive left field. Saunders, it's a base hit. And a run's going to score. RBI Olivo, his 47th. Kansas City's got a 1-0 lead.
Ryan Rowland-Smith trying to bury the fastball in on Olivo, and he just pulls his hands inside the ball and shoots this ball into left field. Royals are on the board.
Here's Mitch Meyer. Kansas City with a 1-0 lead. The Mariners enjoying a 5-1 homestand here, trying to take this series from Kansas City to go 3-1, with the Angels coming in Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Coming up tomorrow, pitching matchup, Joe Saunders against Luke French. A couple of young lefties. Scott Kazmir slated to start Wednesday for the Angels. Fastball misses.
Young man with a lot of talents, had a rocky about 1.5 years where he's kind of hit the wall. A fresh start with the Angels. Angels need starting pitching, so I think a pretty good move on their part.
Now Ryan lost a little touch here. 3-0. You were talking about earlier about mental ability to dig in and get yourself back. 3-1.
Just got to think down and away, looking for that ground ball.
Lost it. First walk. Third base runner here in the 5th inning. Now runners at first and second. They'll bring up Betancourt. Singled on a 2-0 pitch. Singled to right field back in the 3rd inning. Then was racing a double play to end the inning. Here comes Ricky Dare.
Little chat, little regroup. Maybe even just to catch your breath a bit.
You got a Sun double. Ground out to first, moves the runner to 3rd. RBI single by Olivo, and Myers walked. So 1st and 2nd now here for Ryan Rowland-Smith. Sometimes just a matter of mentally refocusing, right?
And Rowland-Smith, he's an emotional guy. And sometimes the emotional makeup of him, you never want to squelch it. It's a matter of refocusing it, you know, and not dwelling on what's already happened, and getting right after the next hitter.
Ball 1 to Betancourt.
Plate has shrunk a little bit, hasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Thought the ball 4 pitch was a pretty close pitch. That looked to be a strike, and he's proven that he can throw strikes with those pitches.
Misses away. 2-0. That's what we were talking about before. It's always, it goes 3-4 innings solid as a rock, and then something happens. And it's happened almost every start. There's strike. 2-1.
Last year, I saw him get better as the game went along. I think this is just something that's kind of cropped up, and he hasn't dealt with it very well. We certainly love the talent.
2-1. Drive to left field. Saunders getting under it. Fights his son, makes the catch. 2nd out.
That's a nasty sun field out there. You see him fighting that ball right there, and you can see the glasses glaring.
Yeah, David
when he went
DeJesus
after that ball.
Sorry, David DeJesus had to fight it too. Boy, look at that, the last seconds. Got the glasses on, uses the glove. Ooh. Top of the order, David DeJesus, who struck out looking and bounced into a double play.
Nice job there. Rowland-Smith went back to the changeup in a fastball count, got Betancourt out in front.
Ball 1.
He's gotten DeJesus twice on breaking balls. You see his numbers across the board. That was the game there. He pitched brilliantly against the Yankees in Oakland and bumped his head against Detroit. That was the rain game. He gave up the 2 solo shots, and then can't quite pull the trigger on the tarp in the 5th, kind of screwed him up.
Remember, I think that was the game he took the line drive off the leg too.
Right. That's like a badge of courage, though, for an Aussie.
No question.
Yeah, that made his day, actually, probably.
He didn't want to come out, that's for sure.
Uh-uh.
We had some. Don Wakamatsu was talking to him. He went out to see what he had. You could see it. No, I'm good. I'm good.
He didn't even want you coming out there.
On 2 strikes to DeJesus.
Now, I mentioned he got him twice on breaking balls. He struck him out and got the double play. Let's see if go to the well again with the curveball.
They went 1-2 in the first at bat. The 2nd strike was a long foul that he hit it out of the ballpark beyond the foul pole. They struck him out looking, then 0-2 when he got him on the double play.
And the thing is, he could be looking breaking ball, but you could dump it on top of the plate. You got a strike to play with here on 1-2. You know, even though he may be thinking breaking ball a bit, if I throw it and try to hit the plate with it, he doesn't swing at it, no harm, no foul. I get him to swing over the top of it.
So he comes back with here 1-2. Went with the breaking ball, big sweeper. All 2.
There's a slider there. Teschner's tightened it up a little bit. Slider. Man, oh man. That's a deep breath for sure.
2-2 pitch, lined up the middle, base hit. Coming around is Olivo. He scores. Going to 3rd is Meyer. Kansas City's got a 2-0 lead on the RBI by David DeJesus. Gives him 63 runs batted in.
Behind the slider, a curveball, and finally DeJesus makes the adjustment. Just watching him take that slider, Dave, it just planted in my head that I've got to do something else, because he didn't even come out and sort of flinch on that breaking ball. So you know he's sitting back, kind of getting a good look at it. You've got to do something else there, even though he did get squeezed.
Ball 1 to Blomquist. 7th hitter to the plate here in the 5th inning. That gets by Kenji. That's going to get another run. Wild pitch. Mitch Myers scores, and Kansas City now has a 3-0 lead. DeJesus moves from first to second. 4 innings of 2-hit ball, 3 strikeouts, no walks.
Curveball in the dirt. Kenji can't quite get in front of it. The ball gets through. It's a wild pitch, and it's happened once or twice in my career, throwing a lot of those curveballs.
Blomquist on the ground to Jack Wilson. Throws across, and that'll do it. A damaging inning in the 5th as Kansas City puts 3 on the board. 3-0 as we head to the home 5th.
That's the right call. The costume compliment, you know. That's a winner.
There's Jack Hanahan. Justin from Shelton, Washington. 11 and 12-year-old group of guys. Straightaway center field, upper deck. Oh boy, dole them out, my man. Make sure everybody gets some. Greinke now has a 3-0 lead. Giving up 1 hit.
Those regular or garlic?
Don't know. That's a good question. They are regular, I'm told. Hanahan pops one up. Playable. Third baseman Tien is there for the out. Make sure you look ahead to the 2010 season. Lock in your Mariners season tickets right now. Season ticket holders, you get significant savings off your single game tickets, flexible ticket plans, plus you're going to be the first in line to purchase additional tickets for all the big games and special events. For more information, visit mariners.com/season tickets. Phone numbers 206-346-4001. Kenji with the only hit today fouls one off. 8 in a row retired by Greinke since that base hit in the second inning. Betancourt gets a couple hops. 2 down. Greinke's efficient, isn't he?
He works quick. He's established a 95-mile-an-hour hitter on both sides, and a good slider curveball combo to go with it. That's a tall order. The Mariners have done a nice job by not striking out. They just haven't been able to come up with a big hit.
Walk, no strikeouts, 1 hit. Jack Wilson to left field. De Jesus fighting the Suns. Got the glasses on. And a 7-pitch inning by Zach Greinke after throwing an 8-pitch inning. In the 4th, he's got a 3-0 lead. August, AAA Tacoma, good record, 5-0. 27 hits, 37 and a third. There's your strikeouts and walks and an ERA of 1.93. He left last night's game with tightness in his pitching arm after 5 innings.
All looks good until you came up with the last comment.
Yeah. There were 73 pitches last night.
Hopefully that's just a minor issue. Certainly would love to see that young man back up here and see what sort of improvements he's made.
Ryan Roland-Smith threw 4, had a 2-hitter going, then gave up 3 runs on 3 hits in the 5th. Billy Butler 1 for 2.
You know, a play that didn't get made in a tight strike zone, but guess what? Welcome to the club.
Yeah.
It happens, all right? You have to be able to fight through those things.
Big breaking ball, swing and a miss. The inning started the 5th. If you're just joining us, Alberto Callaspo hit a line drive to left field, lost in the sun by Michael Saunders, went over his head for 2 base hit. And Tian moved him up with a ground ball to first. RBI single of Levo, walk to Meyer. Betancourt flied out, then an RBI single by De Jesus on a 2-2 pitch. And another run was wild pitched in.
Got ahead 1-2 with the curveball, then threw a fastball and another changeup. I just like to see him, when he gets the count in his favor with as good a curveball as he had, come inside. Straighten him up. That opens the door for your breaking ball.
There's breaking balls, fouled off. Butler just got a piece of it.
And trying to sort out maybe perhaps why he's bumped his head, hit the wall in games. Is that we've seen it come out and really dazzle with all his other pitches and maybe not get enough established with his fastball. And he's got a good fastball.
The 3-2. Breaking ball again, fouled off. Butler, Pena, and Callaspo 3, 4, and 5 here against Ryan Roland-Smith in the 6th.
3-2 changeup.
8th pitch of this at bat. 3-2 fastball popped up. Jack Hanahan says he's got it. 1 out.
That could have happened 4 pitches ago.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Fastball in.
Hanahan looks good down there at first base. Good athlete. Let's take a look at our Quest High speed pitch. Greinke at 96. Ryan Nolan-Smith at 92. Greinke's throwing some off-speed pitches in the high 60s.
Yeah, that's difficult.
Pena pops one out of play. Pena came up to the Royals Ball Club May 31st in AAA Omaha.
They love his bat. I mean, this guy can rake. Catching's the issue.
Yeah. Switch hitting catcher. 333 right-handed, 286 left-handed.
It's a good combination. Went soft, fastball in to get to 0-2. Breaking ball again. He can mess around here. Go out of the strike zone.
Came inside, 1-2.
See, that's a big pitch. That's going to open the door now. See, because he's forced him to acknowledge it. Now he can go soft, curveball, whatever he wants.
When breaking ball, fly to left. That's going to get out of play as the Wilson boys chase it down.
There you see the speed variance. Different pitches that Nolan-Smith uses. He's got a 4-pitch arsenal. He's comfortable throwing them at any time in the count. That makes it mighty tough to hit. That's why the league's hitting 226 off of him. Again, it comes down to the magic of pitching, being able to put the right combinations together based on what the hitter's trying to do.
Swing and a miss. Pena's gone for the strikeout for Ryan Nolan-Smith. 2 outs here in the 6th.
Speed him up, slow him down. The big thing is that the reason this changeup is more effective is because he put 2 fastballs in during that at bat.
Here's the second baseman, Humberto Callaspo. Kenji flies a tag. Strike 1 on the outside corner. Callaspo led off the 5th with the 2-base hit. Lost to the sun by the left fielder, Michael Saunders. And Ryan's ahead 0-2.
He's back in rhythm, using his fastball more, keeping him honest.
The 0-2. There was your defensive swing, 101.
Yeah, he's looking the other way. He's staying on off-speed stuff, just barely able to make contact. I see that. I'm coming back in again. Go above the hands or come in with the fastball. Don't break a ball.
Breaking ball hit on the ground to Jack Wilson. Flips over. And Ryan Nolan-Smith, after the rough 5th inning, pitches 1, 2, 3, 6. Now he needs some help, and Zach Greinke happens to be on his game, throwing a 1-hitter for Kansas City.
KCAATSEA.com.
Yes, sir. The splendor of Seattle. Look at that view. The view that you see on the scoreboard, not pretty. 3-0 Kansas City. Zack Greinke's retired the last 10 men. He's given up just one base hit today. Michael Saunders leads off. Breaking ball for strike. Saunders hit one back through the box that was deflected by Greinke, and Betancourt threw him out. 1-6-3. You mentioned Greinke started this season. His numbers were superhuman. 6-0, the ERA, Bill, of 0.39. Since then, 6-8 with a 3.11. He's had a couple of stretches where I was talking to David DeJesus and some of the folks say, "Hey, we didn't give him a whole lot of run support," as you mentioned earlier. Boy, he has been tough. Broken bat, snared by Greinke. One down here in the 5th inning. College football, it is back next Saturday on FSN. Doubleheader action kicks off with the Oregon State Beavers taking on the Portland State Vikings. That's followed by the Cougars of Washington State squaring off with Stanford, and a season-opening Pac-10 battle from Pullman. College football returns next Saturday at 11 on FSN and FSN HD.
Cougars playing Pac-10 game right out of the chute, huh?
Yeah, that's
unusual. Well, I guess they do that now.
Some of them, yeah, there's some conferences that actually happens. Here's Gutierrez back to the top of the order.
It seems like you ought to play a non-conference game to start with, right?
Tune up. Play a regional rival. Tune it up a little bit. Foul out of play. Greinke in his last 4 starts, 2-1 with a no decision. 2.79 ERA. This gets done. Very efficient, economical innings. Two balls, 1 strike.
Very few pitches have gotten away from him. That one did there, but very nice repeatable delivery. There you see the mixture of outs. Mariners have done a nice job of putting the ball in play, but not with a lot of authority.
Boy, he pulled a string on that one, 76 miles an hour.
94 eyeball level, then 76 plane changing spinner for a strike. Good luck.
A lot to think about when you get up there.
You gotta grind.
So far, Greinke giving up a 2nd inning base hit to Kenji Jojima with 2 outs. In that same inning, he walked a man. He's not struck anybody out.
And you see the
3-0 lead.
See the strikeout ledger there. Verlander pitched today. He only punched out 4, but Greinke not making up much ground so far today.
To right field for Blomquist. 2 outs. Good crowd here on a Sunday afternoon. 30,286. Mariners 5-1 on this homestand. Bill, you're at this moment, Greinke, the ERA leader, a heavy favorite for, maybe not heavy, but a really, really good favorite for the American League Cy Young Award. You got Sabathia with 15 wins. Verlander's up there pitching well. Felix Hernandez, throw him in the mix. I like Scott Feldman with 14 wins. Your Cy Young contenders: Felix, CC, Verlander.
And did Verlander get the win today? He did pitch today, and he got the win today. So he's 15-7. So there you go, Sebastian Verlander.
Called strike. Josh Wilson didn't like it. 1-2.
History suggests that, you know, the top winning pitcher, if the numbers are all comparable, that's usually the lever or the hammer in this whole deal, which is not really fair because Greinke's probably outpitched those other guys. Probably. He has outpitched them.
Yeah, you look at some of the games that he's left some games with the lead, and their bullpen, if they can get the Joaquin Soria, their closer, great. Strike three. There is the first K today. Zach Greinke throwing a masterful 6 innings here at Safeco Field. He's got a 3-0 lead. Kansas City Royal, do you miss the most? Boy, and there's a slew of guys. Blomquist, Mesh, Guillen, Betancourt, and Olivo. Mark Teahan to lead it off. Teahan, Olivo, and Mayer, 6, 7, and 8.
Well, you got to love Willie Blomquist, the way he plays. You can never have enough of that on your team.
Versatile guy.
But Mesh, you know, he's not having a very good year, but posted 2 straight 200-plus inning seasons. Something that he didn't do while he was a Mariner. That's any team could use that.
Love to have guys with 200 innings.
Yeah.
Maybe 3, 4 of those guys.
Sure.
Any day. Ryan Rowland-Smith's given up 3 runs on 5 hits. Swing and a miss. 5th strikeout for Ryan. He's retired now.
The fastball coming back into play. Got ahead. Bang. Can't sit breaking ball. Climbs the ladder on Teahan for a punch out. We saw him go back to fastball the last inning, and now all of a sudden his fortunes have turned around for him.
Tried the last 5 in a row. 2 strikeouts in that grouping. Olivo, 1 for 2. He's got an RBI single. And he scored on a DeJesus 5th inning RBI. 5th innings where Kansas City did all its work. 3 runs on 3 hits. 1 run was wild pitched home. That's a good pitch. That's a really good pitch.
It looks a lot better. You start him fastball in, speed him up, then you come with that breaking ball. Here's the curveball. You see him turn the hand.
The 0-2. Same pitch. Well done. Ryan's back in a groove here. It's his 6th strikeout. Retired 6 in a row.
Back-to-back hammers. You got the count, so you can go ahead and dump it down, and he did. Got him out in front. Because it does change speed and plane. That ability to drop and clear down, boy, that's what makes the curveball such a great pitch.
Rich Meyer. First time up, he had a slicing drive to left center field that was run down by Gutierrez. He walked in the 5th, scored on the wild pitch. He's at the working on a 2nd century mark right here. 101.
That's sort of like Cinderella on the ball these days, you know.
Yeah.
It's pumpkin time. which I don't necessarily agree with, but because every body is different.
Fouled off.
It used to be that you just watch to see if you start getting the ball up. Man, it looks a little tired. Get him out of there, or let your eyes sort of dictate what happens, as opposed to the line in the sand at 100 pitches.
Couldn't agree with you more. Fouled off again. We were talking about McClure yesterday. I said, Bobby, if you ruled the world, 4-man rotation. Plain and simple.
Yeah, he was pretty definitive with that, wasn't he? Hey, he was fun to listen to.
Bob McClure, a longtime pitching coach, 19 years in the big leagues, and Meyer swings and misses. Kenji throws him out. Strikes out to the side. Ryan Braun-Smith back on schedule now. Has just retired his last 7 in a row, but trails 3-0.
And really opened the door for the inning to kind of fall apart on Roland Smith and the Mariners. A dunker in there. Maybe Saunders a little hesitant after the ball over his head. And then DeJesus threads one in. Couple this with a wild pitch, and suddenly the Royals have 3 on the board, and with Zach Greinke pitching, that's not a good combination.
No, it's not. Greinke has retired 13 consecutive hitters. He's got 1 strikeout, 1 walk, giving up just 1 hit, a 2-out Kenji Jojima, a base hit in the second. You combine what he can do pitching, I mean, it's unbelievable. You look at offensively, Kansas City didn't bring a heck of a lot to the table. Last in hitting and batting average, next to last in hits and runs, next to last in home runs and walks. And they got an ERA of 11. 11th in ERA in the American League, but this guy is stellar. He's at the top of his game.
And the frightening thing is he's got 75 pitches. A lot more gas left in the tank. Kind of rooting for a blister here, aren't we?
Greinke's got 5 complete games on the season. That's far and away the leader on this Kansas City ball club. Jose Lopez, Mariner, RBI leader to lead it off. Strike 1. Lopez, fly to left, ground out to short. Hello. Greinke out of Orlando, Florida, having a spectacular year. He and Roy Halladay lead the American League with 5 complete games. Thing of the past too, isn't it? Complete games. talking about earlier about pitch counts and all that kind of stuff. That's a different from a different era. Betancourt, backhand from the outfield grass. Good strong throw, one out. Monday, bring your friends and family to the next BECU half-price family night. Mariners open a 3-game set with the Angels. You reserve seats, close $10, so bring the whole gang out for a great night of Mariner baseball. Safeco Field. Get your tickets at mariners.com. Mariners are 7-6 against the Angels this season, 3-4 here at Safeco Field.
Dave, getting back to that discussion on the lost art of the complete game. It's just, it frustrates me because I think when guys are rolling, let them pitch, especially the guys that are elite, like this guy. It's sort of like getting to the fourth quarter and taking Jordan or LeBron James out of the game. It's like, well, we're going to save his legs. Well, who does that? You got the best guy out there. But we got to play everything toward the closer. And I agree that closers have made the game difficult for hitters. But, boy, you got the best guy going. Why take him out?
Look at this pitch. Sweeney fouls it off his left foot. Goes down, and nice sportsmanship by Oliva. Reaches out, trying to help him out. 0-2 to Mike. Why do I think the same pitch is coming?
That's a good thought. And hitters got to be a little defensive on the ball in after, you're with your foot throbbing.
Swing and a miss. 2 down. And that is the second strikeout by Zach Greinke. That is some performance by Zach Greinke. He's already got 2 outs here in the 7th inning. That one hit, a Kenji Jojima 2-out second inning single.
And there aren't a lot of atom balls here. This guy can flat out pitch.
Bill Holt today, he walked in the second inning. It's the only walk given up by Greinke today, just the 40th all season. Strike one. Greinke started today 181 in the 3rd innings, 197 strikeouts and 39 walks. How about that? 197 Ks over.
That's 5-1.
And
that's like second in the league.
And that change of pace right there was a big one on Hall, who's behind 0-2. Greinke's retired 15 consecutive hitters. The 0-2. Did he go? No, he didn't, says Bruce Dreckman. Somebody's got to light a spark here, and easier said than done against Zach Greinke, who's
well, he's got you strike one, and then he's got all the other weapons in his pocket with command.
4 pitches. Oliva told me his best pitch, and they're all good, but he said his best pitch is the slider.
You kind of see the deal here. A couple of mid-90s heaters and a real tart dark slider, and you haven't seen the changeup or the curveball yet. Good luck.
Came inside hard to Hall last time in the 4th inning when Bill tapped back to Greinke. 2-2.
Everybody talks about pitching in. You'll be able to pitch in with command, and that's what he's done.
Swing and a miss, and Hall's gone. So are the Mariners. A very quick inning. He struck out now 3 of the last 4 after not having a strikeout through 5. He's retired 16 in a row. Which former Mariner do you miss? Who's now playing with Kansas City? Your winner is Willie Bloomquist, beating out Betancourt, Meshkian, and Olivo. Dave Sims and Bill Kruger with you. Sunny Sunday afternoon, 30,286. And hey, the Chula Vista, California Ball Club beats Taiwan. And 6-3 is the final. They scored a bunch of runs yesterday. And that is the championship game of the Little League World Series up in Williamsport, Pennsylvania.
They had some long balls yesterday.
Strike one to Betancourt. One hop. Josh Wilson stays with it. One out. Betancourt now 1 for 3. Back to the top of the order. David DeJesus. Ryan Roland Smith, after that rough outing in the 5th inning, is retired 4, 7, 8 in a row now.
Yeah, he's riding the ship. Big deal there is, he established more fastball, planted fastball back in these guys' minds, and that made his off-speed stuff effective again.
Jesus. Strike one. David with a strikeout looking, hit into a double play and knocked in an RBI knocked in a run in the 5th.
Sean Kelly getting loose. I would guess that this is Roland Smith's last inning with 107 pitches.
Fly ball left field, trouble down towards the corner. That is a foul ball. Ryan Roland Smith victimized by big innings in, let's see, against Tampa Bay. At a second inning, gave up 3 runs. That was on the 9th of August. On the 20th, it was the 4th inning at Detroit, 2 runs. Against Kansas City, at Kansas City on the 4th. First inning gave up 2 runs, and then 2 runs in the 4th. And then today, the 5th inning, 3 runs. So, something he wants to eliminate from his ledger this year as DeJesus calls time.
It's little things, understanding what the hitter's trying to do. You go back to, you look at that inning after the double. You threw a breaking ball, made it easy for Tien to hit the ground ball to the right side. You got to pitch them hard away, so they aren't able to move the runner up. I mean, these are little things.
One down here in the 8th. Mariners with just 1 hit. Zach Greinke. 3 strikeouts. Picked up number 200 on the season in the 7th inning. Way upstairs. Ryan Roland Smith and Greinke met zeros through 4. Kansas City putting up 3 in the 5th. The 1-2. Angels come in for 3 games starting tomorrow. Their final visit to Seattle. Mariners' final visit to Anaheim comes up a week from Tuesday. It'll be 8, 9, and 10 down there. 3 night games in Anaheim. No problem for Hanahan. He'll take it himself. 2 outs. Check out some other scores being brought to you by Washington's Lottery. Boston 7-0. They beat Roy Halladay. Texas loses at Minnesota 5-3.
Paul Bird.
Yeah, how about that?
Subbing in for Wakefield. Had a good hand in that shutout. How about that?
Lackey won his 100th game, and Kendry Morales, you were talking about him earlier, hit home run number 30. Straightaway center field. Gutierrez going back. And that'll do it right there off the bat of Willie Bloomquist. A 9-pitch inning for Ryan Roland Smith. 8 innings in the books. 3-0 Kansas City. against Ryan Roland Smith. Ryan threw 113 pitches season high, and he retired the last 10 men he faced if he could have only got through the 5th inning. Nice effort today, though, as he battled back and threw 3 scoreless innings after a tough 5th inning. I want to mention to you that Dustin Ackley, the Mariners' #1 draft choice, is going to be at the ballpark tomorrow. Come out early. He's going to be involved in batting practice, about 5:10 or so. So come on out, see the #1 pick of the Mariners, 2nd pick overall in the draft, out of the University of North Carolina, Dustin Ackley.
There's the strikeout ledger. We see Verlander punched out 4 today, a low number for him. Greinke at an even 200.
4th Kansas City player to have 200 strikeouts or more in a season. The last one to do it, Kevin Napier, back in 1996.
Been some great pitchers through Kansas City, boy.
Gubazar had a good run. Saberhagen had a good run. They had Dennis Leonard, Paul Splittor. 2-2 to Hanahan, leading off the 8th. Will be followed by Jojima and Jack Wilson.
Bud Black, who now
Black,
a manager
yeah,
in the big leagues. He was a great one in Kansas City in the mid-'80s.
Hanahan's worked a 3-2 count.
Charlie Lebrand.
Quisenberry, Dan Quisenberry, the
Dan
great closer.
Quisenberry.
The late Dan Quisenberry. 3-2 to Hanahan. Swing and a miss, and that's the 3rd straight strikeout for Zach Greinke. 4th in the last 5 hitters.
Tough to sit on anything because he's got 95, and he climbs the ladder right here on Hanahan for another strikeout, his 3rd in a row.
Well, he goes 5 2/3 without a K. 3 in a row now, 4 out of 5. Kenji Jojima has the Mariners only hit 2 outs in the 2nd inning.
Big thoroughbred smell on the finish line.
We're throwing hard. 2-0. Nice strike. Swings through it. 2-1. Betancourt been busy all day. Had a good game. 2 outs. Make sure you create your own Mariners collectible using your favorite photos at the photo store at mariners.com. 3 easy steps you can make your very own Mariner memories. So visit mariners.com today. Six-assist day for Yuniesky Betancourt. 18 in a row retired by Greinke. Talking one of the best in the game. I mean, he's top 3, top 4 guy, right?
Oh yeah, and you know, he's in a market where not everybody's paying attention. So I mean, when we start talking about the Cy Young thing, it definitely hurts.
Worst record in major in the American League is a pop-up right field. Willie Bloomquist is there. 19 in a row retired. Zach Greinke threw 8, a 1-hitter, 4 strikeouts, just 1 walk, a 3-0 lead.
talent that he's got. Plus, he showed the resolve to come back and, you know, bounce back in the game and slam the door in through the 8th inning. He's certainly got a great complement of pitches. He's got a great breaking ball, a great changeup. There you see that nasty slider right there on Bloomquist. A good changeup. There he climbs the ladder on Tien. There's that curveball that we've been talking about, the plane changer. Another curveball. And boy, the big thing is being able to throw that fastball inside to space and give yourself space to throw those off-speed pitches.
In addition to those numbers, it's a 113 pitch outing, season high, and he retired the last 10 men that he faced. Struck out the side in the 7th. As Billy Butler fouls one off. New pitcher is Sean Kelly. Kelly struggled a few nights ago. He and Randy Messenger combined for about 67 pitches over a couple innings span. Had difficulty when he got a guy who 0-2, 1-2 was having trouble putting people away.
But really, this guy comes from nowhere. I mean, Kelly was in the minor leagues, not expected to make the team. Came on, just blew people away in April until he got hurt. And, you know, gradually he's been coming on. You know, the last 15 innings, only 4 runs. ERA 2.3. He's got a really good slider. He throws hard with a really good slider, and there's just little things he's going to have to improve on.
Picks up a strikeout. First out here in the 9th inning. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners. Fastball outside corner to Brian Pena. Kelly, like many in the bullpen, they work quickly. Line drive. Baldwin makes a nice play. 0-2 to Pena. Mariners made 1 hit by Zach Greinke, who's the ERA leader in the American League. Kelly pitched on Thursday against Kansas City. Kansas City won that ball game 8-4. Kelly pitched an inning, gave up 2 runs, a hit, a walk, and a strikeout.
Talked to Don Wakamatsu a little bit about Kelly. He really likes him. Thinks that he needs another pitch, maybe a changeup. We talked about maybe it's a 2-seam fastball, which would allow him to throw that fastball in fastball counts a little bit more.
Stay alive swing by Pena. Mariners in the home 9th will have Saunders, Gutierrez, and Josh Wilson. 9-1-2.
There you see the arm strength, the velocity from Sean Kelly. He's got a good arm.
Two. Pena with a strikeout, a ground out, and a strikeout today. Two switch hitters in the lineup. KC today. Here's another foul off Ian Cayespo.
You can see how Sean's been working Pena, a lot of heaters. Throw that slider on top of the plate here if he so chooses.
Lopez charges. It's the out. 2 down.
And a safety swing because he had thrown him a bushel basket full of fastballs at 95. Then you twisted at about 84. That'll work.
Throwing that timing off.
Yep.
2 outs here in the 9th. Kelly retiring the first 2 men he's faced, so that's 12 in a row retired. Combined with Ryan Nolan-Smith. Here's Cayespo. 1. Play Cayespo straight away and not deep.
got to look at Kansas City. I mean, this guy's a nice piece at second base.
Yeah, hit a home run Thursday
Good
night.
offensive player, tough to strike out. If they can get Alex Gordon back at third and back to form. But you know, you can talk all about lineup. It really comes down to depth of pitching. You got a guy at the end of the game that we didn't see, Soria, and you got two frontline killer starters, I think, in Mesh and Greinke. It's the rest of the pitching.
That's what's been killing them all year. ERA 11th in the American League. The pitch. Just away, 2-2. They got an ERA starting today. 4.84. Kansas City.
That includes Greinke's numbers.
That's correct. Which was a 2.43 and dropping. Kelly's at Cayespo 2-2. Fly ball left field. Saunders is there. That'll do it. So Zach Greinke got a one-hitter, a 3-0 lead. The Mariners will be sending up Saunders, Gutierrez, and Josh Wilson here in the ninth. And by Money Tree, providing immediate cash for your business is our business. Apply for business loan at moneytree.com. Dave Simpson, Bill Kruger. Here at Safeco Field, 30,286. Seen Zach Greinke throw 8 innings of one hit, shutout baseball. He's retired the last 19 hitters in a row. He struck out 4 in the last 3 innings. To right field, right to Willie Bloomquist. Let's take a look at our Mariner calendar, brought to you by Sleep Country USA. Final game of the season against Kansas City. The Angels come to town. And then a long road trip, Oakland, Anaheim, and Texas before the White Sox and Yankees come to New York. Right now, this is game 26 of 33 games in 34 days for the Mariners. Top of the order, Franklin Gutierrez, 0 for 3. How about that breaking ball? 72.
He's been able to drop that thing in at will. And then when you can throw your fastball inside, just those 2 pitches right there will make you tough. Then you complement it with a nasty slider, and he will throw a change, and he's
there. You go. Him up right there.
It's a tough combo. See the combination of outs, ground ball, fly ball, strikeout. A lot of flyouts, but he does climb the ladder with his fastball and change planes, and it makes great sense. I think this guy can pitch any way you want him to pitch, really.
0-2 to Gutierrez. 1-2. Franklin lined out to right, fouled out to right, and flied out to right. Greinke's retired 20 consecutive hitters.
He's 25 years old.
Scary.
I mean, we know Felix is amazing at 23, but this guy is just a little bit older.
2 balls, 2 strikes with 1 out here in the bottom of the 9th. .108, 109 coming up. Look at that. 4th inning, 5th inning. 15 pitches to get 6 outs.
And this day and age, you got to have some efficiency, or you're not going to get a complete game.
Full count.
Tessenore's been consistent about not calling a low strike.
Yeah,
so you got to give him the consistency part of it.
Goes back to our discussion with Bob McClure, the pitching coach of Kansas City yesterday, looking for the north-south end of those strike zones. A 3-2 pitch breaking ball got him. 2 down. 5th strikeout by Greinke, and that was some hammer.
Talk about north-south. This is in today's game, this is a high breaking ball. Surprised this is called for a strike, as that ball finished a little above the waist, crossed at the letters. Kind of get the feeling that the other pitch before that was a strike, and then that one became a strike. I don't know.
21 in a row retired by Zach Greinke. Mariners down to their last out. There's Josh Wilson. Both teams have gone down in order. 13 of 17 half innings here today. Ryan Rowland-Smith went 8 innings. The hiccup inning that turned out to be the critical 5th inning. Here's another just devastating changeup. 0-2. Man, is this kid on?
You kind of pick your poison here. 0-2.
Yeah, no lie. The 0-2 to Josh Wilson. Fastball fouled off.
Went and got 96 on 111th, 12th pitch, something like that.
Zach Greinke's the ERA leader in the American League. He's 0-2 to Josh Wilson. Ground ball, Betancourt. Zach Greinke, boys and girls, has just thrown a beautiful ball game. A 1-hitter for his 13th win against 8 losses. Kansas City wins it by a final of 3-0, Bill, and his ERA goes down to 2.32.
He's basically both